I look at framing as three. I call pre-framing and reframing and deframing. Most people are familiar with the reframing. Reframing is you came up with a meaning and it's not so good. And so now you're going to change it, or you want to do it with someone else. You're going to influence someone and they have this negative frame and you're going to reframe them. That's a lot harder than pre-framing. Pre-framing is getting someone to focus on something, knowing in advance what you're going to focus on and giving it a meaning in advance before it happens. Because after it's happened, you have a meaning locked in to some extent, especially if it's something that's painful. I remember one day I lived in San Diego and I had a helicopter and I was flying up to LA. And that morning I chose this little Corvette I had in those days, winded my hair, I'm going to have fun. The last minute, my wife needed the car. So I traded out for the BMW 750i. I'm driving home, long winding road from the airport to the main freeway area. And I come to the stoplight and all of a sudden, I see these lights are coming really fast. And before I could finish thinking the thought, at 65 miles an hour, the guy hits me from behind. He fell asleep at the wheel. So I can remember everything in slow motion. And all I remember is waking up and the fire people extracting me out of the other side of the car. Eventually, I got well, and I need to go buy another car. Well, I never had the criteria before of safety. Everyone told me that car saved your life. I wouldn't be here if it was the Corvette. So I go looking for a car. The guy got me in the car and he said, now, before we go out, I'm going to take you on this winding road. This is the ultimate driving machine. It's not like your 750i. When you get in this car and you shift into it, we drop into it, you'll feel the wheels catch into it and grab it. He said, you'll see this is the ultimate car. So what's he doing? He's pre-framing me because we're going to go through a construction area that's all beat up. And even though I know what he just did, my brain's like, yeah, it is really digging in, you know? If he had tried to tell me after I'd done that, I would have thought, that's a piece of crap car because he pre-framed me. Most of us think we're having our own thoughts. Most of our thoughts have been primed by the environment. They did a study at Harvard where they took 4 actors, 2 men, 2 women. They had them rehearse doing the exact same presentation. And you'd be in a mall or a coffee shop or something, and they'd walk up to you and they had a coffee in their hand. And they go, can you hold this for me for a second? 98% of people take the coffee. And that's the whole interaction. They do this. One variable. Half the people, they gave them hot coffee. Half the other people, they gave iced coffee. 15 minutes later, somebody comes by with a little checkboard here. And they go, excuse me, we have this really important study. Would you give us 1 minute of your time to just read these 3 paragraphs of the story and answer these 2 questions? And the question is, how would you describe the main character of the story? The people that given hot coffee, 81% said the person was warm and genuine. The people that given iced coffee said the person was cold and uncaring, and it's the exact same story. All they did was 15 minutes earlier have something that framed them. If they did a study where they took IBM and they took Apple and they did a little creativity test, they'd have them look at the IBM logo and then take the test, or the Apple logo, and then they did their commercial. And a commercial for Apple back in those days, you always think differently. 22% higher score if they looked at either the Apple logo or the commercial on the exact same test, no other criteria difference. One of the core beliefs I developed over the years was just that I think everything happens for a reason. I think there's a higher purpose. I think it's my job to find it. I think that life happens for us, not to us, but it's our job to figure it out. There is another skill besides pre-framing and reframing, deframing. Deframing is when you destroy the frame of reference.
One of my friends used to work in a retail store, and he observed one of his bosses do something that was kind of interesting with the deframing thing. So somebody had come up and there'd been some sort of an issue. The customer was completely at fault. And they came over to the supervisor and they said, this is a problem and I need to speak to the manager. And the manager immediately one-upped and said, tell me exactly who did this. I'm going to get them fired on the spot. And this person immediately completely flipped what they were thinking. And he turned to my friend afterward and he said, only one person's allowed to be in the angry boat.
Changing the frame is breaking the pattern, but easier to break the pattern before it starts. And then it becomes, you train your neurons, you're training your nervous system to think that way.